Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the game. 065. 65 weeks strong, 65 weeks straight. It's incredible. Thank you guys for being here. It's your boy Gabriel Patillo with Tim Router and Timothy Hall, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. We really appreciate you guys listening. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I can't believe it is flying by. And I needed to slow down. I don't want to miss this. I've been on the road, on and off the road a bunch, and it feels like time is just flying by. Router, is it flying by for you, and how was your week?
How's that? How does that sound for you?
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it is awful.
A cough is worth 1,000 words.
That's right. It's a cough heard around the world. Yes, in 2 weeks' time, it will be Christmas. Just put that in perspective.
That's crazy.
Like,
that's ridiculous.
I just put stuff up in my house and like all this other stuff. I'm gonna have to take it down and like before you know it, it's crazy. This year has been flying.
And I'm gonna be a year older.
So,
oh yeah, Patillo.
Yes, you will.
Mm-hmm.
Patillo's birthday's coming up. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
What's the?
Where are we going? What are we doing?
Special number.
32.
Nice.
32 years strong, huh?
32 years straight.
Awesome.
I didn't skip not 1 year.
No, good. That's always helpful. Anyway, so I woke up on, when was it? Tuesday at 2:00 in the morning, violently shivering. And I'm like, oh no, this is not going to be good. So my head felt like it was in a vice. I basically laid in the bathroom floor because it was nice and cold for a little while. And
no, Tim.
It was bad, man. It was just bad. I popped some Advil. I took some water, and I just kept shivering. I'm just waiting for the Advil to kick in. I go back to bed. I wake up at like 6:00 in the morning, just sweating. Like the fever. I had a fever of like 101, and then.
Are you serious?
And then at like 6:00 in the morning, I wake up and like, sounds gross, but like in a pool of my own sweat, my fever broke and my body just was like, all right, I'm leaking out all this crap because it's just ridiculous. So I was sweating like profusely, like it was dripping down my face. And I was like, oh, this is disgusting. I'm getting up. So
this sounds like a scene from X-Men or something.
Yeah,
when you get
right?
your powers.
So
exactly.
I wish I had some powers right now. That'd be amazing. So yeah, I've got a nice chest cold happening right now. So forgive me if I cough in everybody's ears. I think my daughter gave it to me because she had a double ear infection last week and then also had a bit of a cold and runny nose, a cough and a runny nose. So I was like, I wonder if she gave that to me. So yeah, I'm kind of in misery right now, but I'm pressing on. I don't have time to be sick. It's the holidays. We got stuff to do. We got games to play. We got all kinds of fun stuff to do. So, see? Oh, Lord.
So man, again, I'm so sorry.
Totally apologize in advance. At least I'm not coughing up phlegm balls and like spitting them in the microphone or anything. That'd be even grosser. Anyway, so
that headset is going to be really bad when you get rid of it.
Yeah, you need to disinfect that Joker,
bleach this Joker in a little bit. So week was good. I posted, I finished Assassin's Creed 4 with 100% completion. I synced everything on the main missions, side missions, got all the treasures, got all the treasure maps, did all of the Templar contracts, all the assassin contracts, sunk all the legendary ships, and I'm so happy with that game. Like I can walk away from that game going, best Assassin's Creed game ever. Ubisoft hit it out of the park with this. It was fantastic. So I was super excited, and I was gonna try and platinum it, but I looked at all the trophies, and in order to do that, you also have to do some multiplayer stuff. So I was like, I'm just not going to bother. I mean, as long as I get 100%.
I hate that.
Yeah, as long as I get 100% on my campaign, I'm totally happy with that, because that was a lot in and of itself. I mean, you had to go everywhere to find all the hidden treasure chests and the Animus fragments, and I mean, I got it all, and it was just.
I think you should get an honorary platinum for that.
Yeah, right.
I know. Yeah, come on, Ubisoft.
There are a ton of trophies in that game, though. I mean, even with everything that I did, I think my trophy percentage is like 75%. So I think that other 25% is some multiplayer stuff, and there may be a few, one or two, like really on and off things that I could have done and I just didn't do. And I'm like, well, it's too late now. I'm already in it. But it was so nice seeing that 100%. So I was.
And you loved it, huh?
Yeah, I really, really, really love this game. I encourage everybody to play it, and it's just so much fun. It's just it's a great game. Thank you everybody for all your suggestions on what I want to play next. I tweeted a few days ago, hey, I'm almost done with AC4. I've got Mass Effect 3, Infamous 2, Dishonored, and Dragon Age 2 in my to-do list. And everybody was kind of going back and forth. I mean, Mass Effect 3 is another epic game, and because I've just done this, I may just take a break from epicness for a little bit. So I've decided I'm going to play Dishonored because that's a quick one, and I'm super excited for that. So I think I'm going to play Dishonored, and then probably get into some Telltale stuff because Walking Dead's coming out shortly.
Yep.
And so I'm excited to start that game up. I was going to try and start playing it before the podcast, but I've just been too ill to move. So,
golly.
So yeah, that's been me. I feel gross. I apologize if I cough in everybody's ear, but I'm here and I wouldn't miss this for the world.
There you go. Boom. I'm really excited about you getting into Dishonored. Like, I just remember really liking it.
Yeah, I played it twice. That's one of the only games I've played twice.
Yeah, that for you, that's huge. But you went in killing a lot of folks, right? I may try and go in without a single death. If I can do it stealth-wise that way, I may try that.
Well, I imagine most people who played it twice like went through it and killed a lot of people and then went through it and tried to do better. Yeah, I just went through it the same way both times, just killing everybody.
Just go right through it.
I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, I mean, I love stealth.
You're a maniac.
That's right. I love.
I couldn't help it. Like, I kind of tried. Like, I was like, oh, okay. Well, I see that guy down there. I'm going to try to sneak, and it just didn't happen. He was like, "Hey, who are you?" And I was just like, done.
You're like, you're dead.
Don't even want to worry about it.
So it's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. That has been sitting in my pile for so long, and I've wanted to play it for so long, and so now here's my chance to. So I'm very excited.
You're really going to enjoy it. And it's really cool, too, in that first-person perspective when you've got that, I can't even think of what that gun is called, but you can kind of feel it when you shoot it. Like, it feels very responsive.
Love that. That's great.
Yeah, it's really
I love
neat.
that. And you said the controls are a lot like Infinite, right?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely inspired by the original BioShock.
Oh, cool.
Like, you can kind of tell. So it's really cool, though.
That's another good freaking game, man.
Oh,
golly.
I'm super, super excited. So, yeah, that's me in a nutshell. So hopefully I'll be feeling better, and I can't wait to get into Dishonored and have some fun with it. So it'll be good.
Nice. Hall.
Well, would you guys be mad if I said that I played mostly Skyrim?
I saw on Twitter that somebody caught you in the act.
Yeah. I saw somebody
took a screenshot of Hall signing on, or Hall's name on playing Skyrim. I was like, oh, he got it.
Hey, they had a lot of opportunity to take a picture.
Do not be ashamed, Hall. I mean, it's such a great game. I'm just surprised. Like, the thing that I was going to say is, yeah, good luck trying to just mainline everything, because there's no way you're going to be able to do that. It's just going to suck you in.
I'm doing pretty well at mainlining it. There was I did have to go earn some more money because I was like, hey, I want to buy a house right away and not have to worry about this stuff. So I think I went off and did a couple of the miscellaneous things, but for the most part, I'm going down the path. And I'm trying to think of how far I am in. Like, I'm probably a couple quests in. But yeah, I didn't think that I would get hooked again on that game, but it's so much fun.
That is crazy.
That's so awesome. Did you start over?
Yeah, I started from square one because I was like, I have no idea what I was doing last time. Like, it's been so long since I played because you let me borrow it.
Yeah.
Router let me borrow it like before we even did the podcast, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
And
You
now
had it for
we're
a month, I think.
65 weeks in. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I think I had it for about a month because it was I think I had like maybe 50 hours sunk into it, and then I think I let you borrow Fallout or something.
Yeah, we swapped. You took Skyrim and I played Fallout 3. So those were man, those are great. That's a great trade right there.
Oh yeah, well, 2 Bethesda games, it's perfect.
Yep.
And it's really cool to play Skyrim and know that when they make Fallout 4, they're going to implement some of those other features or some of those more advanced features into Fallout 4. So it's going to be really cool. I mean, we've heard rumors about Fallout 4, but we don't know anything just yet. It's just exciting to know that they've kind of progressed things with their engine and tweaking some things, and it kind of makes me wonder what they're going to do for next gen.
There you go.
I wonder what the storyline's going to be this time for Fallout 4.
I mean, with the Elder Scrolls games, like, I'm not 100% sure on this. I did play through a little bit of Oblivion, but they seem to be pretty similar stories. So they kind of, it's not necessarily that they like just do the same story every time, but I bet with Fallout 4, they'll change it up a bit, but you'll still be like a vault dweller or something. They'll do it pretty similar because it would be kind of cool to see a Fallout 3 type of story in Fallout 4 because it'll be next gen, new graphics, new engine, new blah blah blah. So
I'm sure it's going to look amazing.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine. I was looking at next gen trailers last night and I was like, oh man, if I saw a PS4 on the shelf, it might get bought.
Dude, I'm telling you what, guys. I know that maybe the launch titles aren't blasey, blah, or, this generation's not quite dead. Man, I went back and booted up the PS3 last night to download Ni no Kuni. I was like, click, click. Oh, man, click, click. What is this crap? Click, click,
nice.
Click. Dude, on the PS4, you just like flying around. The speed difference is ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
I'm sure.
And then my buddy came over and we played some Ghost, and he'd been playing it on his 360 at home. Mm-hmm. And he came over and he was like, oh my gosh. Wow. I was like, take it in, baby. Take it all in.
That's great.
He said the difference is crazy.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry for coughing.
Hey, you're sick. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're sick.
I guess so.
Anything else, Hall?
What's up?
Anything else? What else has been going on besides Skyrim?
Not a whole lot game wise. I did piece out more time than I could typically have for games, so I've kind of been trying to sneak in some time during the week for Skyrim. Just like I said, finding time to play. And also, I really want to check out Gran Turismo 6, but I haven't seen it at Redbox just yet. I'm the only guy that really plays car games on the show.
Yes, you are.
And Gran Turismo 6 interests me, but it kind of also makes me wonder why they just didn't do it for PlayStation 4. I mean, I know there's a much bigger audience with PlayStation 3, but
yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, you would think that they would want to bring out a car game like right away to show off the graphics. And I know they've got Drive Club coming, but that was supposed to be a launch title. I mean, we're past launch now.
And that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm wondering if that's why they didn't have one lined up, because they're like, oh, we have one lined up.
Oh,
and then it didn't work out.
Yeah, then it got delayed.
But makes me wonder why you wouldn't take your strongest franchise though and put it onto next gen. I mean, Xbox One launched with Forza 5. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Kind of makes you wonder.
Point. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have heard that game is crazy on the microtransactions.
No, Forza?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
It's kind of strange and I guess this is kind of going to be the trend with the next gen.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that to hit consoles yet.
Oh, no. Paying $60 for a game and then paying
having
like
commercials?
Additional. Yeah.
No, that's stupid.
it's kind of crazy. So, I mean, you can, and theoretically, you can play those types of games without ever buying anything. I mean, it's probably similar to I'm trying to think, like a game like on iOS, like a free to play game where you could buy better weapons. But
Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah, but if you just play the game, you'll get them anyway. So,
well, the thing with Plants vs Zombies is like you constantly have it in your face that you don't have all the plants, and you can't get all the plants without buying them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I hated about it. Was that
sucks.
Every time you go to choose your plants for whatever level you're on, there's always like 3 of them grayed out because I'm not about to spend $4 on each of those plants.
Wow. Oh, heck no.
You know
but don't you, like, I know I do the same thing for Plants vs. Zombies. Don't you have like your go-to plants that you use anyway?
Yeah, but some of the ones that are the ones that you could buy are from the first one, and I would definitely use them. You know what I mean? If they were available.
That sucks, man. Like, why? It makes me wonder if they made any more money by doing it that way. But
I think so.
Well, why wouldn't they? I guess. So.
I mean, Candy Crush.
Well, and that's why it was free.
Is a perfect example.
Candy Crush is just ridiculous too, because all you're doing is buying extra lives, which you can get just by waiting, which you should do anyway. You remember how, like,
I agree.
Well, you remember, like, you'd play or like old Nintendo games or Sega Genesis games, like in the manual it would say, you know, be sure you take a break every 45 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
How's that work out for everybody?
Not very well with Candy Crush, apparently.
No, sir.
Tried 2 hours and
Tim,
45
I think you're
minutes
giving me your
we'll
cold.
Yeah, man. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Through the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's crazy. Well, that's great. I'm glad you're enjoying Skyrim.
Yes, I am. Theo, how was your week, buddy? Dude,
my week was crazy. I had probably one of the most emotionally draining weekends of my life, and it all happened in one day. So we've been on the road, and what did we hit this week? We hit Pennsylvania, we hit Connecticut, we hit New York City, and we hit Maryland. And in New York, so this is just crazy. So we're on tour, and one of the guys that's out on tour, his name's Brandon Heath, singer-songwriter, great singer-songwriter, by the way. So in New York, he gets engaged. That's awesome. Yay. We're all excited for you and your fiance.
That's great.
Yeah. Great for him. Went and did the Central Park thing, and it was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
And then during the meet and greet, which is before the show, we had like a Make-A-Wish child come through who had some sort of cancer or something. And
man,
they blindfolded her and brought her in, and she didn't know where she was. They told her she was in the subway. And then Toby started like singing in her ear, and she like freaked out and took the blindfold off and just started crying, and like he's just hugging her. And,
man,
dude, it like there's probably 15 of us standing there. And if I wouldn't have looked away and made some kind of stupid joke in my head to keep from crying, I would have been just like everyone else. Like everybody was bawling. And so it was just a powerful moment. Just this kid, you know, she was like 8 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Cancer, and like has to get all kind of stuff done. Anyway, beautiful little girl too.
Oh.
Anyway, and then that happens. And then we get into the show, and we had set up it was ridiculous, guys, this day. We had set up, there was a Marine that had been gone for like 6 or 7 months, and he wanted to reunite with his family on stage.
Oh man.
Dude, so we totally worked it out to where we faked, like we found out where his family was in the crowd, wrote down their seats, and then acted like we were drawing from a hat. And so Toby like drew their seats from a hat. They came on stage. And then he's like, anyway, you guys get to sit on stage, and he was like, you know, it's Christmas time. We got another surprise for y'all. And the dad comes running across the stage to his 4 children and wife.
Oh,
y'all,
man.
I'm telling you what,
man,
I can't watch that crap. I could not watch that crap.
No, that stuff gets me every time.
I was on the side of the stage, like, cause I'm on stage, cause I helped with like I was holding the hat, that Toby was choosing from, which only had one slip of paper in it. And so getting my acting on. But when he came across the stage and was holding all his children, they're like hanging from his arms. Like he's like hugging all of them, like swooped all of them up. And he's in his army fatigues and everybody's just like cheering like crazy. Dude, I had to fight that thing off like a beast on stage. I was like, oh, I sounded like Router. I was like, yes, okay. I mean,
was it hard to keep your eyes open?
Man,
oh, dude, are you kidding me?
I like the teary eye.
I looked over and all of our crew was crying.
Oh man!
I mean, grown men
so awesome.
Crying, and then that doesn't help when you look over and you see like your best friends in the world crying. You know, what I'm saying?
You were holding it back, but little did you know, like they're all coming back and they're like, "Man, Gabe is heartless."
Yeah, right.
Jeez,
exactly.
This doesn't affect you at all.
Yeah, exactly.
You robot. That's so funny.
Gabe, just let him pour, man.
I know. Trust me.
Let him go.
I know. That's why
it's okay.
I should have done that. It felt like I had a baseball in my throat. I mean, it was the worst.
That's amazing. I love those kind of when they do those surprise reunions. That's just so cool.
It was just really cool to be a part of and stuff like that. And blessed that they called us to let us be a part of that. And then, not only are we having all these emotional things happen, but we're also playing the theater at Madison Square Garden. And so it was like, so cool. It was just like cool from that standpoint. And you're just in the city and you're walking around. Oh, Toby went shopping and he saw it. He said it felt like it was something out of a music video. He saw one of the One Direction guys. One Direction was playing at SNL that same night that we were in town. And he was out shopping, and I guess one of the guys got spotted by a bunch of girls. And he said there was probably like 30 girls chasing these 3 guys. And he was like, "Oh, well, awesome. That must have been One Direction." So that was funny.
Is hilarious.
So
that's New York, baby. That's how it goes.
Exactly. All that to say, I didn't barely get any gaming in. This week was really busy for some strange reason, and so I had my Vita with me, didn't turn it on not one time. The only thing I got in was Candy Crush. And then when I got home, the first thing I play, of course, is that doggone Ghost multiplayer, man. I was on there. We got the clan popping off. So if anybody wants to join the clan, it's MTTG Cast. It's the same thing as our Twitter handle. Come join up. And it's not, I didn't know this, but it's not platform exclusive. So like I had a guy join last night that was on Xbox. So that was pretty cool. So please come join us and shoot some people with us.
MTTG Cast, it is?
MTTG Cast. Call of Duty Ghost.
I'll have to come join that.
Yeah, giddy up.
Yep.
So, Hall, let me ask you this for Gabe's sake. Should he play Borderlands on Vita or should he play it on the console? I'm all about this Borderlands kick for him. He needs to play that game because I guarantee you, if you like the multiplayer for Ghosts and that kind of stuff, you're going to love Borderlands 2. Just the style's totally different. But I'm trying to figure out because it's coming. Is it already available on Vita or is it coming?
No,
I don't think not just yet.
I'm not sure when it's coming either. Like if it's coming on Vita before the Telltale thing comes out, which we'll talk about that later. I don't wanna spoil anything for later in the show, but I would say get it on Vita if it's coming soon. So
yeah, because I know you guys love those games.
I'm on a mission to have you play that game. It's my personal mission that you play that game because you will love that game.
Yeah, I can completely understand with the original why you would kind of drop off of it because the original does. I mean, the shooting is a little dated.
Yeah, in 2 they upped it a little bit better.
Yeah, the enemy characteristics too are a little bit different.
Yeah,
but in the second one, they basically took all the feedback from the first one and fixed everything.
Yeah,
really.
The second one is definitely. I mean, in my opinion, it's a 10. But
really,
yeah, it's good, man. It's really good, and you don't have to play the first one. You don't have to play the first one to know what's going on in the second one.
Yeah, not really. I mean, what they do some like little tie-ins with the older characters that if you've played the first one, you're like, oh, cool. But even then, when you play the first one, you can only play as one character anyway at a time.
Yeah.
Right.
So really, to get the experience with all the characters in the first one, you just had to play the game multiple times.
Oh, that's interesting.
But the second one, they just kind of tie all those old characters back in. So if you played the first one as a specific character, you may like feel a little something more when you get to see the old characters, I guess.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, the game is still good on its own without playing the first one at all.
Yeah,
so.
It's definitely my mission to have him play Borderlands. Either one or two, it doesn't matter. I think that's a game that you'll fall in love with.
I think too, since we've progressed now in how the games are made, I think number 2 will be more fun for you.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
You know, I'm a completionist though a little bit, like not in the way that Router is, where I have to 100% everything, but like I like knowing the full story of stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, it's right up your alley. You'll get all of that.
All right.
Like the storyline's good too. Like the main storyline is great, and then there's all these other side missions too. So yeah, you'll love it.
Yep, very
Sweet.
fun.
All right, Router, if you are up to it,
oh yes,
let's do it.
Battling this, but I will go through this. New releases for this week, week of December 8th. Not a whole lot. I mean, this time of year is just kind of, all the big wigs are out now, so we don't have a ton going on. Peggle 2 for Xbox Live releases on the 9th of December. We have Sorcery Saga, Curse of the Great Curry God for Vita. We have Europa Universalis 4, Conquest of Paradise for the PC. And Let's Sing for the PC. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's sing.
Let's sing. So those are your new releases. Getting into the top-selling games for the week ending November 30th. Number 10, Battlefield 4, Xbox 360.
Nice.
Number 9, here's a good one. Batman Arkham Origins for the PS3. It comes back into the chart. Yeah, it came back in. Number 8.
Yeah, that had to be because of Black Friday, I bet.
Probably. Number 8, Call of Duty Ghosts for the Xbox One.
Uh-huh.
Number 7, Pokemon XY 3DS.
Yeah, there you are.
You knew there had to be a 3DS game in there. Number 6, GTA 5 for the PS3.
Really?
Number 5, The Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds for the 3DS. Number 4, Call of Duty Ghosts for the PS3. Number 3, GTA 5 for Xbox 360. Here's the kicker. Number 2, Just Dance 2014 for the Wii.
Yep. For
Nice.
the Wii?
For the Wii. Which
Not
means
Wii U.
No, not Wii U. So it means that people are still buying Wiis around Black Friday.
Well,
Wow.
or I mean, the Wii did outsell the PS3 and the 360, so
That's crazy.
yeah, which is funny.
So it jumping to number 2, but is Just Dance bundled with the Wii, or do they have bundles with the Wii?
Yeah, I think it's bundled with it.
They might, yeah.
So they must have had
make sense.
They must have had a killer deal over Black Friday that it jumps like that. It did 350,000 units.
Oh my
Hmm.
God.
That's insane. That
the Wii is a
insane.
good doggone console. That's why.
Yep.
I can see them developing that game and their like lead platform Wii.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah. And the number 1 game for the week ending November 30th, Call of Duty.
Wait, that was number 2?
That was number 2.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
what-
We're not
surprised
to
me.
the finale yet.
Yeah, finale. So number 1, Call of Duty Ghosts for the Xbox 360.
Wow.
So it's really, really, really interesting that not a whole lot of next-gen games are on here. There's Ghosts for the Xbone. That was number 8. Everything else was PS3 and Xbox 360.
It's because of those sales, man.
I think it's
It must
really
have been.
well, I think it's really good to see next gen titles on there just because there are not near as many next gen systems out there as there are, obviously.
Well, of course,
Right.
and of course, if there's going to be a game, a next gen game, it's going to be Call of Duty Ghosts that's going to be in that top 10,
Mm-hmm.
which is exactly right. But it's great to see Batman Arkham Origins. I still got to play that game too. Shoot.
I know. I've got so let down. Like nobody talked that great about it. So I
Yeah.
I never like ran out to get it, even though I really like the other two. But I know it's not developed by the same people and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things where if it's on sale, that's probably when I'll pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I bet at the beginning of next year you'll see it on sale for either 20 or 25. I bet.
Yeah, that's good for me. I'll pick that up then.
Yeah,
but exactly. Yeah, so there you have it. There's your top selling games for the weekend. That was over Thanksgiving weekend, so should be interesting Friday. To see what. Yeah, it should be interesting to see what the charts do this next week.
There we go.
Speaking of, I wanted to bring up a little housekeeping point for one of our Black Friday stories last week. We had mentioned that, the Xbox One and the Xbox 360 really just took it home on Black Friday. Right. And we had a few of our listeners mention to us, well, that could be because of availability.
Yeah, that's true.
I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know if more of any console was available last week or on Black Friday week. I
know that you're hard pressed to find a PlayStation 4 period.
Yeah. And I mean, I haven't seen either of them on the shelf, and thank God I haven't, because I might actually buy one.
Yeah.
Somebody put one under Hall's nose. Please, somebody put one under Hall's nose.
But I do see that they're cranking out a little bit more availability before the end of the year. It is interesting to see that this time around they're able to make so many more consoles than they were last time. I mean, we're talking like 10 times more. It's just nuts. Insane.
That's crazy. And at high quality. I mean, of course we had failures, but it was still like a very small percentage for how many consoles they're making. The fact that they can pump them out so quick and, only it seems like a handful of people for the number ended up having jacked up consoles.
Well, jacked up out the gate. The Red Ring didn't show up for about a year, if I remember correctly.
That's true.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows? By this time next year, we could have like the blue dot of death or something crazy.
All kind of stuff. Yeah. Hall, did you watch any VGX stuff?
I went back and watched the recap trailers and stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to run some of these down for those that didn't?
I got the whole list here. If we want to,
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go for it.
If you want to kind of go back and watch the recap, I guess skip this part. This is spoilery from the actual show. But if you're like me, you just want to see kind of the recap and what people thought were interesting.
Yeah, me too.
Overall game of the year, Grand Theft Auto 5.
No big surprise there.
Yeah, I don't think that was a surprise at all.
Best PC game, Gone Home. And I will say this is the only PC game I heard about the entire year, pretty much.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
I could see that. Best Nintendo game, Super Mario 3D World.
Gosh, I really want to play that. Yeah. I want to play it so badly. God.
If Mario Kart would have come out this year, I think you'd see that there.
Oh yeah. It'll be there next year. Next year.
Here's something interesting. Best Xbox game, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I played that demo, and I mean, I was just frustrated the whole time, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Huh.
Like, because you're controlling each brother with each analog stick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if my brain is just not fast enough to have them be able, as the like cameras panning around, I don't know if I'm like, my brain works well enough to have them one of them not like walking into a side of a house the whole time while the other one's walking down the street. But
it's like playing Resident Evil, right? You're just running into the wall.
Exactly. Poor Jill has a constant scar on her nose from running across the wall. But
nice.
Yeah, but I thought that was a really interesting best Xbox game, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Good one on you guys.
Yeah, and I don't think we saw a whole lot of Xbox exclusives this year, so that could be why.
That wasn't exclusive.
That it wasn't?
No, I played it on the PS3.
Oh no, what I'm saying, well, this kind of goes into our next thing. Best PlayStation game, The Last of Us.
Nice.
So that was like a PS3 full retail exclusive.
Right.
And Brothers must have been that good of a game. Like, I heard from everybody that played it that it was a great game. And I think a lot of our listeners on the forums, were saying that was just a really great experience.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm going to have to try to pick that up before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Best handheld game, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. And I've heard that from everybody. So
That's amazing.
I'm so glad, like, at least, it's funny, we harp on Nintendo for, like, having the same people come out all the time. Mario, Link, Metroid, not really Kirby. I was going to say Kirby, but I don't know. There's been a group of Kirby games. Pokemon, continues to kill it. But at least the games are good.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they would keep bringing out Zelda and Link and all these kids and they were awful games?
Oh, they wouldn't bring them out if they were awful.
Well,
maybe not.
Well,
I mean, there's awful games out there.
Those games have such a following anyway, though, so that that makes sense that they just cater to those that follow them. And
well, it doesn't hurt
games.
film either. Like James Bond comes out every couple of years, and nobody seems to get tired of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they always find a way to tell a similar story differently. So
yeah,
I don't think anybody's mad at that.
Nope, I ain't mad at you. Best indie game. Keep it going.
Best indie game, Gone Home.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've got to check that out too. A lot of people said that like when people were explaining the game, I was like, okay, well, what's the hook? But apparently it was just that good.
I mean, to get best indie game, I mean, that's a potent,
pretty amazing
thing to win.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Best casual game, Animal Crossing: New Leaf. Another game that we have to play.
I'm not playing that.
We need some MTTG 2DSs or 3DSs or something.
Dude, I can't believe that beat out some of the iOS games.
Yeah, I just think they could not give an award to Candy Crush. They just can't do that.
I know, and I get it. But I mean, if a game is great or a game is, I mean, Candy Crush is the perfect pick up and play for 2 seconds and put it back down.
Sadly, it really is. And I hate to admit that.
No, it's absolutely. It's
like, I'm just thinking about even from the standpoint of like, okay, let's say I have a 3DS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do I usually keep my handheld? In my backpack, in a case, right? So just from the pure fact that I have to go to my backpack, open it, get into a case, open that, and then power on my 3DS instead of the phone that I already have in my hand because I just got finished texting someone, and then just start up Candy Crush right quick.
Yep.
Anyway.
You know what the answer to this question is? Animal Crossing on the iPhone or Android.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
If we were to see Nintendo games on mobile platforms, man, it would be done.
Oh, that would be amazing.
It's true.
And I don't think they'll
mods
ever
for that.
What's that?
They have mods for that. Like I remember my nephew showed me an app that you can download, and it opens up these different mods, and you can play old Mario Kart and a bunch of other Nintendo games. Mm-hmm. So there's little hacks of doing it. But I would love to see like a full on legal Nintendo sponsored iOS game. That would be so great.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is like I want to see a Nintendo developed game for the iPad, the iPhone, iPad, Android, whatever. And honestly, I don't think they'll ever do it.
Me
No,
neither.
I think right.
The internet would just explode. Like it would be PS4 versus Xbone all over again. Like everybody would just be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it."
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
All right. Best action adventure.
Moving on. Yes, best action adventure, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. Router, what do you think about that?
Agreed. Totally agree.
He agrees.
Agreed.
Best sports game, NBA 2K14. I've looked at footage of the game, and I've played like a couple of the older ones.
Yeah.
But the new one, I mean, just looks, on the next gen, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I thought for sure if these awards were like worldwide, I thought for sure FIFA 14 would have taken that.
Oh yeah, that would have made sense.
I thought for sure FIFA was going to take that versus NBA 2K.
I think that FIFA sells more, but NBA 2K14 I think is highly regarded as like one of the best sports games ever.
Right.
Like just the 2K series recently in general. So.
True. All right, best mobile game.
Plants vs. Zombies 2.
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that either. Honestly, the best mobile game to me
that's
is
where
XCOM.
But also,
that's interesting.
But also, that's where Candy Crush could have won.
And it would have made sense for Candy Crush to win that.
I think they're going to hate on Candy Crush. I don't think they're ever going to give it to them.
No.
Even though they deserve it. They make $600,000 a day, y'all. Come on. Anyway.
Yeah, I kind of wonder about that because if you look at it, like most of these games are developed by kind of mainstream developers or larger developers, and Candy Crush was made by a very small team, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, we've got best indie game on here, so that's already taken. I mean, the studio that made Candy Crush is probably very, very small
and rich
and super rich.
Yes, very rich. So.
All right.
And you know what? Good on them. That's awesome.
Exactly. Best shooter.
BioShock Infinite.
Boom.
And yes, I agree with that.
Totally agree.
Best driving game, Forza Motorsport 5. Mm-hmm. The thing I like about the Forza games, and I've played like 2 and 3 and 4, the thing that I like about the Forza games is that they kind of took the good stuff from GTA and kind of made it less of a simulation.
Oh, good. It made it
not.
fun
I didn't
again.
say GTA. I meant to say Gran Turismo.
Yeah, well, I knew what you meant. Yeah, Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they did. Is they kind of made it less management, more driving.
That's what I felt like they were doing with Madden too. I feel like Madden got to a point where it was like a football simulator, not a football video game anymore.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. That is what some people want, or a lot of people want. I mean, Gran Turismo sells great every time. When Gran Turismo came out, there was nothing like that. So they've just kind of continued that series, as in this is the car simulator series. So yeah, I really like what Forza did because it kind of took some of that back, and you didn't have to do as much management. You were just driving more cars, which is what I love to do in car games. So
exactly,
makes sense. It's a car game.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know anything about engines and axles and
I know,
differentials and
the only things I know about that stuff are from like Gran Turismo 1 and 2. So
nice.
Which is probably all dated by now.
Exactly. I'm like, give me Ridge Racer. I used to love that game.
Give me Cruising USA, even though it was terrible.
Cruising the world. Best RPG.
Go back and play that game.
I just played it the other day.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's incredible. It's awesome.
Yeah, the music is so bad.
No, it's so awesome.
And such low bit rates. Like,
that's so awesome.
Yeah. All right. Best RPG.
Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch.
Cannot wait to play it. I downloaded it. I decided. I was like, all right. Yes, I have Knack. Yes, I have Contrast. Yes, I have Killzone. But I think my winter break game is going to be Ni no Kuni. We're on break from tour. I'm home for like a month and a half or something like that. I think it's some JRPG time for old Gabriel.
That's right.
Best fighting game, Injustice, Gods Among Us.
How could you argue it?
Isn't that one of the only fighting games that came out this year?
Best and only fighting game.
It's like that and Mortal Kombat or something like that.
Well,
no, there was other fighting games, but I mean, you're freaking Superman in these guys. I mean, you can't,
Yeah, I guess you really can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't like it all like that, it's still, you're Superman in them. Come on.
And it's not like they can do like a Marvel fighting game like that. I mean, Capcom must have that locked up.
Oh yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom. Those games.
Well, that's what I'm
amazing.
saying. That's going for. I mean, like if you look at Injustice, it looks like Mortal Kombat graphic style.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I mean, those are
cartoons.
Clearly going for a more artistic look. So
yeah, arcade style.
And they're arcade style. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Injustice, though, isn't Injustice kind of coming up on the fighting game tournaments and stuff now?
I think so, yeah. It's a good game. I didn't like it at first, but after getting my hands on it for a little bit, sitting with it, I like it. Best DLC.
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Heck
Absolutely.
Yeah. So good.
I really liked that game, but I don't know. I need to play some more DLC because I heard mixed reviews about the Infinite DLC.
Yeah.
The latest one. But I don't know if it would be any better than Blood Dragon. I would just have to play it. And obviously, all three of us played Blood Dragon, right?
Well, I did not. I still haven't played it, but I've seen like a lot of gameplay. I think because it's just so over the top and so nostalgic. I mean, there's no way that it couldn't not win DLC.
It's incredible.
That is true. It does kind of hold a special place in everybody who's around our age's hearts. So
yeah.
And if you loved Far Cry, it was hard not to like it too.
Exactly.
It did bring more Far Cry.
Best voice actor.
Troy Baker as Joel.
They could have put Troy Baker as whoever.
Yeah, Troy Baker as any of them.
Is he the new Nolan North?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know if he's the new Nolan North. He's just Troy Baker.
He is. Yeah, he is the voice actor.
It could be Troy Baker as Tyler Perry is as Medea, and it'd be good.
He probably would do. He probably would do a good Medea.
You're like, it's not Troy Baker doing Medea. It's Troy Baker doing Tyler Perry doing Medea, and it's great.
Gosh.
Medea splits heads.
You said that like it was something that exists. It doesn't exist, right?
No.
Okay, I was going to say.
No, it does not. But it would be hilarious if it did.
Best voice actress.
Ashley Johnson as Ellie. And I completely agree with that.
I mean, so good. So good. Studio of the year.
Oh, good old Naughty Dog. Everybody loves Naughty Dog, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it is interesting to see a...
they don't release crap is why everybody loves them.
Well, I mean, like I said, when I interviewed Phil Kovacs, he said that they didn't know what it was going to be when, like, what the reviews were going to be. They said that either this is going to be a knockout or this is going to be, just everybody's going to hate it.
It's funny. I can believe that because when you're in the studio, like making music or doing whatever, you get so used to what you're hearing that it can become good to yourself. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. And then you put it out and people are like, this is crappy. And you're like, oh, snap, this is crappy. But I mean, obviously that didn't happen with Last of Us. It's one of the best games ever.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Character of the year.
Character of the year, the Lutece twins. I completely don't agree with that.
They were good, but they weren't like...
From BioShock Infinite, yeah.
They were good, but they weren't like over the top good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting that they were. I wonder if character of the year automatically means non-playable character of the year.
That could be. But then you could put Elizabeth in there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Elizabeth would be perfect.
Yeah, Elizabeth was a much better character.
That's really interesting that they did that.
Or even if you look at The Last of Us, I mean, Ellie was a very compelling character too. So
I know. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I was trying to help y'all out. Sorry. That's all I got.
Yeah, Gabe, geez.
I know. Best soundtrack.
GTA 5.
No surprise there.
Yeah, the Grand Theft Auto games, man, they always have good soundtracks.
Yep.
I mean, they go back
and paid a lot for licensing.
Exactly.
Oh, a buttload.
Yep. And I was listening to some Cameo the other day, and
nice.
People were posting in the comments like, "Oh yeah, this game is from GTA 3," and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "That's what you remember about this game? Come on!" Or that's what you remember about this song?
That's a shame. That's really funny.
So funny.
And then best song in a game.
Will the Circle Be Unbroken? BioShock Infinite.
So that was interesting.
I think I'm trying to remember what song that was. I think that was that like kind of country bluegrass song. Well, they had a couple of those in there.
It ran during the credits, didn't it?
I don't know if that was it or not. It could be. I don't know. It was a really cool song, though.
It's a great song.
I think bluegrass or Appalachian music, when done in those kind of settings, can be really compelling. And in that game, I think it works.
Real powerful. Yeah, you're exactly right.
I mean, in GTA 5, it's a joke, but in a game like Infinite, it's really cool. So
yeah, bring something to life. Mm-hmm. And then most anticipated game,
Titanfall.
Of course. I'm surprised Titanfall continues to win over Destiny when it comes to stuff like that.
As far as our forum is concerned, it seems like more people are excited about Destiny.
Yeah.
So I don't know about. I mean, our forum is a lot different than what else is out there, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's a good wrap up. You know what's interesting, and we spent a lot of time on that. The Division Snowdrop engine that they showed looks nuts.
I know. It looks phenomenal.
Sick.
Oh my gosh. I was like, what is that? That's what's going to be happening soon? I cannot wait.
And the little trailer that they showed of that game, kind of to get an idea of what that game is going to be. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be ridiculous.
And you know, I didn't realize that it's a Tom Clancy based game too. I thought it was just The Division. But when I went
Tom Clancy's The Division.
When I went to Game Trailers and it said Tom Clancy's The Division, I'm like, oh, really? Like I almost didn't recognize it.
I know Tom Clancy's pulling a Tupac this year.
That's right.
He's got a book and a video game coming out after his passing.
Posthumously.
Well, I think they'll keep making Tom Clancy based games, right?
Oh yeah, because he didn't have anything to do with the games, I don't think anymore. Like he used to, but I don't think. I mean, obviously he's passed now, but I don't think he had anything to do with the games anymore.
Just watching the footage too, like I was like, man, they're probably going to do the next Splinter Cell in this engine, and it looks amazing.
Oh my gosh, the engine looks so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Next gen is here.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely here.
What were you going to say, Gabe?
I was going to say, let's do some favorite video game memories.
Boom.
Oh yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 9s to 5s, and we are still married to the game. It's your boy Brandon over in Florida. Lone Wolf 7 on the forums. Just want to give y'all my favorite gaming memory. It's when me and my cousins used to get on Halo 2 and 3 multiplayer and just tear it up for hours upon hours upon hours. Get in that forge, play some hammerball. If you remember, you know how fun it was and how many hours you were spending just doing crazy things in there. But I'm about this thing. Peace!
My name is Nathan, and I'm from Alaska, host of the Frozen Gamers podcast. One of my favorite gaming memories goes back to when I was in 6th grade. I didn't have any video game handhelds myself, but one of my friends lent me his Game Boy Color along with The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX while I was camping with my family. Between the beautiful weather, scenery, and that game, I had an amazing time. It was my first 2D Zelda, and to this day, is still one of my favorite Zelda games.
My name is Byron Chambers, and I'm from Orlando, Florida, and my favorite gaming memory is playing Pac-Man late at night in the living room with my mom, and every night we would flip it because it always would start over once you get to the end.
Hey, this is Tim Hall from Nashville, Tennessee. My favorite video game memory is from when I used to live in Ohio. A group of friends and me, I think it was maybe freshman year of high school, we were playing a ton of GoldenEye at the time. And we had gotten together one night to play games. I think it was about 8 of us. And somebody had brought Super Smash Brothers. And I'd never heard of that game before. I didn't really know what it was. And I remember kind of being reluctant to play it. I was like, no, let's just keep playing GoldenEye. But they popped that game in, and we played for probably 12 hours straight. It was ridiculous. We played all night, partially into the next day. We were all taking turns sleeping, like taking shifts of playing the game. I mean, it was just a great time, and definitely one of my best memories.
All right. Yes. Favorite video game memories. Love those.
We love hearing from you guys too. It's great to hear what everybody sounds like out there.
Yeah. And I know, like, we say it every week, but we really do love it. Thank you guys. And I'm getting more of them trickling in, and that's awesome.
Oh, and, no. We're not going to be able to finish the year. No.
Oh, we will. We're going to make it.
We will make it happen.
If you guys want to send one in, you know what to do. Record your name, where you're from, and your favorite video game memory. Try to keep it around 30 to 45 seconds, and we'll get it on the show. You can email it to mailbag@marriedtothegames.com or straight to me, Gabe, Gabe, at marriedtothegames.com. All right. Did you guys hear about this kid, Peter? I'm going to probably jack up his last name. Clatworthy. 19 years old, of the UK. Went on UK's eBay, was buying a day one Xbox. He found one that the title read, Xbox One, FIFA 14, day one edition, photo brand new. Was like, yeah, I'm getting that. What equals out, to be $735 later? What showed up at his house? A photograph of an Xbox One.
Oh,
yep. This happens every console launch.
A photo. A picture of it. So, of course, he had paid through PayPal. PayPal is great, by the way, of helping you get your money back when you've been, when something's gotten jacked up. So he did get his money back through PayPal. And then UK retailer CEX, I don't know if they say it some kind of way, ends up giving this kid an Xbox.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
for
that's
free.
Pretty cool.
It was supposed to be a gift for his 4-year-old son. He's 19. Don't do the math. And but I thought that was good that he got hooked up. And after getting kind of jacked up on eBay, how nice is it to keep your $735 and still get an Xbox One? I think that's awesome.
I know.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Amazing.
Do you get to keep the photo too?
I would hope so. And it's funny, if you look at the photo, it's not even like they went to Kinko's and printed it out. It looks like they printed it out at home.
It looks like they
Nice.
printed it out on like a printer that was like on its last drop of ink, like on every color. It was just like, I can't do it.
I've been printing photos of Xbox Ones every day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Not another one.
Exactly. So we had another birthday this month. So it's Jesus' birthday this month, my birthday this month, and Doom's birthday this month.
Did you say Doom?
Doom turned 20 on the 10th of December.
Wow.
And I remember, I don't know if Hall will remember. Hall, did you play Doom?
Did I play the original?
Yeah.
Of course.
I remember
I
that being
installed that thing on the network, buddy.
Nice. I remember that being the first game that I was like, it had so many secrets and so many like walls that would move that you didn't know. And that was before the internet, I felt like was, obviously like it is today. And that had to have been so much of it was word of mouth and like God mode and all stuff I had never really experienced before.
Yep. I knew all those codes.
Yeah. And I know Wolfenstein, I think, was already out by then, but for some reason, Doom just kind of.
Well, Wolfenstein predated Doom, and it was also by id. Yeah.
Yeah. But Doom just kind of took it to another level for me. I don't know why necessarily.
I'm trying to remember I think Doom might have been one of my first games that I got. Like, I got a newer computer when I was in like 5th grade, I think. And I think Doom was one of the first games that I got for it. I don't remember.
Oh, wow. Two more quick things, because I know we got to keep it moving. The Walking Dead on the Xbox comes out on the 18th of December. All That Remains is the title of the new one. Be $4.99 on Xbox Live.
And we don't know. I don't think we've confirmed whether or not that's like exclusive to Xbox Live or something, or if it's coming out on other platforms that day as well.
It might come out like a couple days early, like it's been doing or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they do their releases here first.
Yeah.
For like a day. Because actually, I think it comes out on Steam the day before, on the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think Steam's date. And then one more quick thing. There's a backwards compatibility hoax going around for the Xbox One. Do not do it. It could brick your console. So there's this thing, we talked about it when the Xbox was first coming out, or actually when we were first hearing about it. that it's a dev kit within itself. Like you can kind of turn on and off the dev kits if you are a Microsoft approved developer. But if you're not, and you enter an unauthorized sandbox ID, you could brick the console. So
Nice.
Don't do it. And that's what people are saying. They're like, hey, if you throw it into development mode, then it's backwards compatible. It's not true. Don't do it. Major Nelson put out a tweet that said, to be clear, there is no way to make your Xbox One backwards compatible. Performing steps to attempt this could make your console inoperable. So listen to Major Nelson or Larry.
That'd be funny if the code was like, I am a dummy. Or something.
Exactly. Okay. You guys know exactly where to find us. And if you don't, let me remind you. marriedtothegames.com or marriedtothegames.com/forums. Come check us out. Come vote on the polls on the website. Chris has got some great stuff going on there still. Twitter.com/MTTGcast, YouTube.com/marriedtothegames, Facebook.com/marriedtothegames. And yeah, we're trying to be all over the place. So come, please check us out. Rate us on iTunes. If you get an opportunity to this week, that would be incredible.
It helps us in some weird way that we do not understand.
Exactly.
I always have to bring that up.
No, yeah, because we have no idea if it helps or not, but we're pretty sure it helps. It can't hurt. So we appreciate it. And let's get into some questions.
Okay, we got an email at mailbag@marriedtothegames.com from Stephen Halterman. This is great. I mean, he set this all up for you. So here we go. Scenario. Each of you have found a bottle in the desert, which you rubbed and released a genie, who granted you 3 wishes. You've used your first 2 wishes already to make your life and your children or dogs' lives better.
Nice. Somebody's been paying attention.
I know. He listens, man. This is great. With a single wish remaining, your wife and your child or dogs were kidnapped, and the only way to get them back is to wish that a piece of video game history had never existed.
Ooh,
wow.
Which of these 4 would you take away from the world in order to get your family back from the kidnapper?
He doesn't even give us a choice.
No, he didn't give us the option. That means it's all going to be 4
Nope.
potent ones.
Yeah. So here we go. Number 1, Nintendo. Nothing they created ever exists. This includes original Jumpman.
Wow.
Never existed. Never brought arcade or console joy to hundreds of millions of people. Number 2, Square Enix. The company never exists.
Why are you doing this to me?
Right? Isn't it awesome? Final Fantasy series never exists.
Never happens. Oh.
Final Fantasy VII was never created. Chrono Trigger never gets made. He says, on a more positive note, you'd also cut down on total podcast time, talk time over the last 63 episodes by about 2 to 3 hours.
Hey, trim the fat. Trim the fat.
So far, number 1, Nintendo. Number 2, Square Enix. Number 3, Valve. The company is never created.
Wow.
And series like Half-Life and Portal are never brought to market. Counter-Strike and Team Fortress never exist. The physics engines they created are never invented. And their Steam platform is gone forever.
That's a huge chunk of my life, Counter-Strike and Team Fortress.
There you go.
I ran a server out of my house.
Of course you did. Number 4, and the final one, Naughty Dog. The company never exists.
Oh,
the games they created are never made. Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, Last of Us. None of these are ever made. I purposely did not include anything from Microsoft or Xbox because, as everyone knows, you guys are retro and PlayStation gamers. and no kidnappers would ever make it that easy for you to decide on whose hopes and dreams you crush.
Well, I guess we're not going to have another FIFA game.
Yeah, right. Besides, it would obviously be Xbox fanboys that were doing the kidnapping in the first place. He says, awesome. Happy holidays, gentlemen. Regards, Stephen Halterman. Stephen,
I love that.
Brilliant. Love this. We missed it. He sent the email shortly after we had already recorded last week. So gotcha. I had to put this first and foremost because I think it was brilliant. All right. So here it is. What video game history piece would not exist? Nintendo, Square Enix, Valve, or Naughty Dog?
I mean,
for me, it would probably be Valve just because I didn't grow up with Counter-Strike or Team Fortress.
Sadly enough, I think it'd have to be Naughty Dog for me. Even though, of course, obviously I love them, but the history behind Enix and the history behind, and we know it as Square Enix now. It was Squaresoft back in the day, but the history behind Nintendo and Squaresoft and Valve, I don't think I could give those up, man.
There you go.
I can do another post-apocalyptic zombie game, and have my family back.
That's a good one, Hall. How about you?
And he could have put Xbox in there just so you know, because people forget, like, we love PlayStation and we play PlayStations, but PlayStation wouldn't be where it was if it wasn't for Microsoft.
Exactly.
Of course not.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, he had mentioned, these 4 companies have contributed to what games are today.
Golly.
He totally thought through this too. I mean,
he really did.
That's why it's so brilliant. This is probably one of our best questions. It's so good. I
would have to say, and I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, I'm sure, but I would probably have to say Valve. I know that they contributed a lot to the way PC gaming is now. I mean, their Steam platform was genius. I mean, it was basically the iTunes of the PC gaming world. They said, people will pay for this if you make it right. So,
right.
And they did. But I played Half-Life and I played Counter-Strike. I played a lot of freaking Counter-Strike.
Me too, Jack.
Man, that is really hard though, because any of those 4 companies, you take them out of the equation, and gaming is just worse.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's way worse.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just talking about Naughty Dog getting, freaking. Yeah, God, it's just.
Yeah, it would. Goodness.
Well, hide your kids, hide your wives, so none of this has to happen.
Yeah, I'm not.
Exactly.
I can't say any more than that. And
that's awesome.
Even like choosing Valve, it's. I know it's just a choice that I wouldn't want to make. Yeah.
That's a good one.
So
fantastic, Steven. Thank you for that. That was awesome. Sorry we didn't get it on last week's, but we had to start.
Oh, that was
with
depressing.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Facebook, our boy from Brazil, Paulo. Since Telltale is on a roll developing 4 games simultaneously, what other tale would you like that company to tell you?
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that they're developing Borderlands as
so awesome
as an adventure game.
Yeah, and Game of Thrones.
Yes. I, for instance, would like to see something coming from the comic books, like Constantine, perhaps. By the way, Router, congrats on the 100% on AC4. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so what? I mean, they're already doing some fantastic tales that have already piqued my interest, like The Wolf Among Us. And so what other kind of genre style would you like to see them do?
I'm bad with this kind of stuff.
I'll tell you one other
show.
Well, I tell you one other show I want to see them do as an adventure game.
Yeah.
Dexter.
Ooh.
Huh.
That would be incredible.
That could be cool. That could be very cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, that's a good call. Something Dexter-ish.
I like that.
I like that.
Gosh, I'm so bad at this. I have no idea. I wouldn't mind them doing like a mystery, almost like something scary.
Yeah.
Since it's a slow moving thing, it would have to be like a psychological thriller type thing.
What about something like a 7?
That's what I was just about to say. Something like 7.
Yeah.
Or maybe like if they made a Saw game.
Oh wow.
Lord, that'd be interesting.
Gabe would not be playing that game.
Yeah. Parts of The Walking Dead already feel like that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome. Well, Paolo, that was a good question. Thank you, sir. You managed to stump us. Our boy, Lucas Ham Swisher. So in the past, you've talked about the first video games that you'd like to play with your kids, such as classic NES or SNES games. But my question's for when they are older and more mature. If you could experience their first playthrough of any game, which one would it be? For me, it would be their first playthrough of The Walking Dead Season 1 to see what choices they make and how they react to the end of the final episode. That's a great question.
That's a really good question.
Oh, man, I don't know. You know what? I would love... Is this weird that I would love Piper to play The Last of Us?
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay.
I mean, since you asked, no, I'm just kidding.
Right. I mean, but when she's older and she gets it,
Yeah,
because
I totally get
I
what you're saying.
I think I'd want her to see the emotional side of what video games can bring out.
Yeah.
And because it's a very emotional game, and it's just so well done and well acted and everything. I'd love for her to go through that, and just to kind of experience it. I know it's weird, but I think it would be cool.
I think in recent memory, it's hard to dip back and think of some of the other games I played that I was like, oh my gosh, because I don't know how much stuff our children will be impressed with.
Right.
Because they've grown up with technology. You know what I'm saying? Like when Hall's force feeding his children NES, they're going to be like, oh, please. I just want to go play with the holographs in the other room. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be all kind of, whatever.
I want to play with my Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift 4.
Yep.
But like when I think of what my eyes enjoyed at the beginning of BioShock Infinite, I would love to watch people, whether it's my child or whoever, I just love watching people see something unfold like that and that without them knowing it was coming. Like I had no idea that game was that beautiful. You know what I'm saying? When you walk into that city for the first time and how the lights bouncing around, you're like, oh my gosh, this looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it does.
Or I would love to see her experience, like when she's old enough to understand it, her experience a console launch and her first time playing whatever that first game is once she plugs up her brand new console.
That's awesome. I love it.
I could see your kids playing games and they're like, Dad, I just want to read a book.
Yeah, right. No, you're going to sit here and you're going to play your video games.
You headshot that man. I shoot him right in the
head. That's great.
Hall, what about you?
NES, man, all the way.
Yeah, you're going to stay NES, I'm sure.
I'm staying with that because really, if you think about it, we're in a very unique position. We have all this history to introduce to them. Because they don't have any benchmark except for maybe the iPhone or the iPad.
Right.
So.
Nice. Good question.
Very good question. Let's move on to Twitter. We have a new question from, and forgive me, Johangir Mohammed.
Nice try.
I tried it. If it works, great. If not, sorry.
That was a solid swing. Solid swing.
Can you guys suggest the best 7.1 audio supported wireless headset for PS4? Should I buy now or wait a couple of months?
Are the Pulse Elites 7.1 compatible?
Yes.
I mean, I know they do it like faux 7.1.
I mean, yeah. And somebody hit us up on Twitter and I didn't realize this. If you turn them on, they work if they're wired into the controller.
Yeah.
So it's not wireless. Of course, it's not true wireless. But man, personally, I think the Pulses are great headphones.
They are. They're brilliant.
And
they're so good.
They will work with the PS4 eventually. And they do work with them now wired to the controller. Like all of them do, but they have a great hidden microphone. And you don't, I just don't like the look of the boom mics. I know they probably sound better. I just don't like the look of them. And my wife would tease me every time I put them on if I had a boom microphone. That's my suggestion.
Good question. Hall, what about you? Would you say the Elites?
I would say the Elites just because that's the one wireless 7.1 headset I know. But I will say for those who don't really mind, I mean, most stereo headphones are going to do some kind of faux surround effect anyway.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get a PlayStation 4 because I'm probably going to pick up a pair of Beyerdynamic DT series headphones. Because if you want like a good, comfortable headset and you don't plan on talking through your system, get a really good pair of audiophile headphones.
You know what, too? The bass in the Pulse Elites is incredible.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure it is. My only qualm with headsets usually is that they're open back headsets. Typically, like they don't make them large enough to go all the way around your ear.
Pulsars, they're big enough.
The Pulsar,
yeah, and I have big ears.
Okay. So I haven't gotten to use those yet, but you guys talk, good enough about them that I'd like to probably check them out. But
they're amazing.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, I could still see myself just getting a pair of really high end headphones because I don't plan on talking through my console.
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So it really just depends. I mean, if you're looking for a good headset, like I said, that you won't use chat at all, then yeah, go outside of gaming.
Oh yeah, of course,
and look around. So, and like I said, the buyers are great. I mean, they're the material that they're made of. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but the material they're made out of is so comfortable.
Don't get Beats.
Definitely don't get Beats. Oh,
please. I know Dr. Dre's name's on them, but that's about it.
It doesn't mean anything. Well, I mean, it does, but yeah, it's all good. Good question. We got 2 more, and then we can wrap it up. Our boy, Jamin Bissett, if you ran the VGAs, what new award would you have added, and to whom would you give it to this year?
Wow. Good question.
I would say the most addictive game, and it would be Candy Crush.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Most addictive game.
Yep.
That's
one that
good.
you just keep going back to. I think they should have something like that.
I think they should, just for the fun of it, and no awards do this. No real awards do it. But I think every now and then you got to throw a worst of in there.
Oh, good idea. Like a Rotten Tomato kind of
I know
thing.
it's like you throw the whole industry throws eggs at maybe one game, but they're like, hey, these are the best games, and here's the one real bad one this year. And I'd give it to Waiting in Line 3D.
Nice.
What?
There's a game called Waiting in Line 3D.
No way.
This sounds horrible.
Of course it is. And that's obviously the point. And so you're waiting in line, and you don't ever get there, and you can either fall.
Are you like the DMV or something?
I don't know. I don't know where you're at. You can either fall asleep or beat yourself to death.
I'll beat myself to death just to get it over with.
That's the only way the game ends.
Unbelievable. And they made a game out of this.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
One guy did. Hall.
What about you, Hall?
I think best reimagining of a game would probably be pretty cool, because they keep dipping back into nostalgia and kind of bringing out these new titles. So I think that'd be great. Like,
who'd you give it to? Tomb Raider.
Yeah, definitely Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I mean, Tomb Raider is one of my contenders for Game of the Year. So
that game was good, boy.
It's a good game.
Very, very cool game. And if like they were to add that category, I would say it doesn't necessarily have to be a game that has been gone a long time, because they've been making Tomb Raiders this whole time. But this was like a reinvention.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What they've been doing.
A full reboot. Yeah.
Yeah. Reboot. Yeah, there you go. Best reboot.
Best reboot.
Maybe.
I like that. That's good.
And
Nice.
those could even be 2 different things: best reboot and best reimagining. Because reimagining could be an NES game, rebooted. So.
Yep.
Nice.
Good question. Good question. Last question. Here we go. At Tattoo Travis Pospisil, have you ever called in sick so you could stay up all night gaming for those midnight releases? He says, "Great show, guys. I'm about to call in sick because I am sick, and I would love to stay up all night and game it if I wouldn't be coughing up so much crap."
Who do you call in sick to? Do you call yourself?
Yeah, I email myself and I say, "Hey, Tim's not going to be in today because he's sick."
Yeah, and you could be like, "Oh no, you don't sound sick."
And it has to go through human resources. It's just a tremendous pain in the butt.
I don't know if I've ever called in sick so I could, because I don't think I had that well. But I think I've probably called in sick because I had stayed up all night and played video games.
There you go. Well, and Gabe, for you being like, you kind of have to suck it up when you're sick, don't you?
Oh yeah, we don't get sick days.
Yeah.
I have to be like dying in the hospital.
And that's got to be probably one of the worst shows, just when you're ill and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's weird.
You just want it to end, I'm sure.
When you have the bucket on the side of the stage,
nice.
Just keep that over there just in case.
Nice.
It could go down.
The consummate entertainer. Well done, you.
And then they're like, "Hey, does everybody want to go out for seafood afterwards?"
No, I'm good, thanks.
No curry for you, Gabe? You don't want any curry? Be like, no, I'm okay on today.
That's awesome.
Hall, what about you? You seem too responsible.
Yeah, I can't see you calling in sick for that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done that, but when I was a recording engineer, I wouldn't book bands on those days.
That's smart. There you go.
You know, I think about it every morning I wake up for the podcast. This morning especially, I went to bed, I think, almost at 2. And then for those that don't know, we record the show. We get together at 6:30 in the morning. And so when my alarm went off this morning, I was like, no, I can't. I can't do. No, I can't. I can't.
Yep.
They can't be mad at me. I mean, I didn't get any sleep.
So awesome.
But it means too much.
Gabe,
Yep.
please never call in sick. It's going to be me and Tim. Yes, y'all.
Yes, y'all.
All right, let's get into the questions.
Yeah. It'll be awesome.
I
God,
can't wait.
That episode's going to be hilarious when and if that happens. I don't know, man. You've been on such a roll.
It's coming. It's coming.
We'll see.
Man, thank you guys for the questions. Those were really good questions. Was that it?
That's it. That's a wrap. Thank you, guys.
I love the questions we get every week.
I do
we
too,
get such
man.
cool questions.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. And if you're getting distraught, if you're like, oh, they don't ever answer my question, just keep sending it. It's just we just try to get to as many as we can before because these guys have real jobs where I'm about to go play some Ni no Kuni.
Nice.
They're both going to work. So I'm playing some Ni no Kuni till my daughter wakes up. But yeah, holler at us. And then I have a question for you guys this week. It is, so we all know when The Last of Us was coming out, it got pushed back, 4 months or something like that? And, you know, Watch Dogs has gotten pushed back really far. So the question of the week for you guys is, would you rather a flawless game later or be able to get your hands on a game that you're really looking forward to now and they patch it later?
That's a good question. That's a
That
great
is a
question.
pretty good question.
Question 065. So yeah, let us know, man. Use hashtag answer MTTG. Would you rather a flawless game later or maybe a game with a couple bumps in the road, but they'll patch up later, but you get to get your hands on it now? Because I think that I would have wanted I was fiending for The Last of Us when it came out. Like when they said it was going to come out and then they pushed it back like 2 or 3 months. I was like, no, just give it to me. I just want to play it. So you guys let us know.
I don't
what you
know,
think.
man. If they would have been like, oh, that meant that we had to cut the first or some parts of the first 10 minutes of the game, I would have been like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I just don't know if it comes down to some gameplay stuff. Like maybe his arm didn't go over her shoulder just right as they were crouching. You know, all stuff that, you know, was incredible. Is it just me or does the router sound like Darth Vader like this whole episode?
Probably.
A little bit.
Probably.
Breathing is so thick.
It's Darth Vader when he's off his allergy shots. So.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Oh,
sucks.
shoot. All right, well, y'all ready to get up out of here?
Luke, I am your father.
No!
That's not true. That's impossible.
So awesome.
Oh boy.
Oh, shoot. Well, I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Timothy Hall. That is Tim the Tiger Claw coughing up his lungs router.
Yay.
And we are married to the games and we are up out this thing. Peace!